What's up everyone, it's just Blaze89. Today we're going to be doing the best class setup for the Bered MK8 light machine gun in Modern Warfare Remastered. This light machine gun is part of the Copperhead supply drop bundles, you know what I mean, the add-on guns that come with the Copperhead supply drops. I got it about a day or so after I got the links, but that's besides the point anyway. Let's get into the class setup of it and then I'll go into how the gun handles and some tips on how to play with it. So as you can see, it's a fairly accurate gun and its rate of fire is crazy, but I'll get into more of that once I've done the setup. So the attachment we're going to go for is going to be the red dot sight. Now you could have the grip if you wanted, but I'm not a big fan of the iron sights on this. They're not terrible, they're alright to aim down, but they do obstruct your view a bit, as does certain LMGs like the M60 and that. It's not quite that bad, but it's not great either. So we're going for the red dot sight just to give us a clearer field of view. The perk one we're going to go with is bandolier. Now normally it wouldn't necessarily be needed, although I would equip it 9 times out of 10. It wouldn't necessarily be needed with an LMG because obviously you get a hell of a lot of ammo with it anyway. But due to the high fire rate of it, you are going to need the bandolier most likely because it does chew through the ammo surprisingly quick. I think you have 100 rounds in the magazine, but it doesn't really matter because you will burn through that about not much slower than you do from an assault rifle. Like, it's not got that much more last to it than an assault rifle sometimes, if you're not aiming on point, because it does spray bullets down range real quick. So perk 2 we're going to have is going to be stopping power. Now the reason for that is because the only real weakness to this gun is its damage, but obviously it's got a high fire rate to kind of compensate for that. But it's still not the most lethal, so if you was to throw on that stopping power, it does make it pretty much melt people, to be fair. It kills people pretty quick with stopping power on. So again, well worth having. You could, I suppose, go, if you find that it's doing enough damage, I didn't personally, but if you're happy with the damage rate that it has without stopping power, then I'll go for sleight of hand just so you can reload a bit quicker. Although this does reload in the same way as an assault rifle, in that you, like you see there, pull out the clip and pop it back in, so it doesn't take long anyway to do the reload. So I'd stick with stopping power if I was you. Perk 3, now normally I'd say with LMGs, you want to throw on either extreme conditioning so you can sprint for longer, or you want to have your deep impact so you can hit people in buildings or whatever through walls. Helps your bullet penetration do more damage when shooting through surfaces like. But in the case of this one, because as you can see from this video, I play fairly aggressive with it. It's almost like a hybrid LMG / assault rifle. We're going for steady aim, just so that if we do get caught on the hop at close range, we can feel free to fire off the hip. And it's pretty much like using a fucking, I suppose, kind of like a death machine in a way, because it's got a lot of bullets, fires down quick. And as you can see, the crosshairs is fairly small when you've got steady aim on it, so it's well worth having. So let's go through that class setup again in case you got distracted by all my rambling. The attachment we're going for is going to be the red dot sight. Perk 1 is going to be bandolier. Perk 2 is stopping power. And perk 3 is steady aim. Now, if you was choosing to use this as a camping gun, which I don't recommend due to how quick it burns through ammo, but if you did want to use it for more of a camping play style, then I would recommend that you go with the ACOG, which I know I never recommend, but if you're going to camp, then you just well do it with the ACOG. You're going to hit people from far away in buildings or wherever the fuck you are. Don't know why I swore that was unnecessary, I apologise. So I'd go with the ACOG and I'd swap out bandolier for claymores to help you camp a bit better. But I personally would use this gun in a more aggressive manner. You can kind of rush with it, like I say, it's kind of like a hybrid assault rifle / LMG. So for me personally, I would say use it as more of an offensive gun rather than camping with it. But as I say, if you did have to camp, then just switch out that bandolier for claymores and change the red dot to an ACOG, and that's about it to turn it into a camping set. Blah blah blah. Don't know what happened there. To turn it into a camping setup. But I wouldn't. As I say, this gun's very good gun to push forward with. It's probably the best gun LMG wise to be pushing with, due to the fact that the clip reload is nice and quick. Fire rate is crazy high, and you seem to move reasonably well with it as well. The only thing I would say to remember when you're playing with this gun, if you're pushing forward or just moving in general with any light machine gun, but especially with this, because you can have a tendency to forget you're using an LMG sometimes and think you're using an assault rifle, believe me. But the key thing to remember is due to the fact that it is an LMG, so it's a little bit slower to aim down the sights if you're coming after the sprint. If you're turning corners, don't run around the corner, walk around the corner so you can aim down sights faster. It make a lot of difference, trust me. Other than that, just play with it like an assault rifle pretty much, just with extra bullets. I hope you enjoy. If you can get this gun, go for it. It's a real fun gun to have. If you liked the video, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.